hein, souvenons-nous. Donc, c'est, je dirais, le même confinement, sauf que c'est sur le week-end.
So a sex offender is somebody
La Chambre de commerce a demandé
who
officiellement
sees everything as sexual is not
au
sexual.
sous-préfet de la manière dont les commerces pourraient être
That's why
indemnisés.
they keep saying, "Oh, that child."
Et justement, vous devancez ma prochaine question. Comment amortir le choc? Des mesures de compensation sont-elles prévues? Est-ce que vous avez obtenu des réponses de la part du
Oh,
président?
you're angry. You're angry. That's what I said. Your back door is connected within seconds.
On est sur des fermetures d'une journée. Ce que j'entends
Your
dire,
dumbass
c'est que
can't stop hitting the button.
se rattraperont, mais
It's a kid's asshole. I have to touch it.
Un samedi toute la journée par un mardi,
Fight the righteous pedophile fight.
C'est impossible. Et donc on aura notamment les commerces, je dirais, non alimentaires qui seront
Go out there and tell everybody you're a proud child molester. Do it, Brethren. That's what I want you to do. I want you to run out there and tell the whole world how proud you are. And that will solve the problem. I'm fairly certain, although you and I probably don't see the same path to the end result.
Et qu'il faut prévoir déjà une façon de calculer des indemnisations, peut-être par code APE.
So every time I start talking about what a sex offender is,
par exemple, on dirait les magasins de vêtements sont particulièrement touchés. On peut, ce code APE-là, on peut l'aider.
They were turning it off every time
I lit the joint.
In the last 2 or 3 days, it's been every time I smoked the joint. There's the last 24 videos. There's me smoke the joint, video hits. And then there's 2 hours of me doing nothing on the next video because I just smoked the joint.
Et on vous a pas donné de réponse pour
This is supposed to ruin
what
I
réponse de la sous-préfecture. J'ai envoyé un courrier ce matin, c'est quand même tout récent, j'ai envoyé un mail. Pour l'instant, et je vais poser la question déjà hier, avant-hier, quand Monsieur le ministre est venu sur le Dunkerquois. Pour l'instant, je n'ai pas eu de réponse.
Eh bien, on va voir ce qui va se passer dans les prochains jours. François Lavallée, président donc de la Chambre de commerce et d'industrie littorale Hauts-de-France. Vous demandez donc des mesures de compensation immédiate pour tous les commerces qui vont devoir fermer leurs portes ce week-end et les week-ends suivants du côté de Dunkerque et des Hauts-de-Flandre.
La puce, tu sais où est mon appareil photo? Dans mon placard. Mais attention, il y a toutes mes affaires dedans.
Il est temps d'organiser votre intérieur. Retrouvez nos solutions de rangement sur IKEA.fr et jusqu'au 28 février, profitez de notre service. Cliquez et emportez adapté et sans contact, gratuit à partir de 100 € d'achat. Plus d'informations sur IKEA.fr.
Climat, comment éviter un désastre? Dans un livre urgent, Bill Gates propose un plan pour atteindre le zéro carbone et éviter la catastrophe. Il nous dit pourquoi cet objectif est à notre portée. Si nous tous, entrepreneurs, politiques, consommateurs, faisons le pari de la technologie et de l'innovation. Climat, comment éviter un désastre? Le livre événement de Bill Gates, chez Flammarion.
France Info, 17h, 20h. Julien Anglais.
Il y a 40 ans, la SNCF battait le record du monde de vitesse avec sa rame TGV numéro 16, 380 km/h, un anniversaire ferroviaire célébré en grande pompe malgré la crise sanitaire. On souffle les bougies avec Raphaël Ebenstein dans 1 minute et puis l'heure de vérité aussi pour la Convention citoyenne pour le climat. C'est à suivre après le fil info, 17h40. Boris
45 minutes to board this, but he's still on. He started within 10 seconds of the video started because I said every time I start talking about what a sex offender is and isn't, these guys hit the fucking roof. Yeah, I don't want to hear this. Well, stop being a sex
accusé
offender.
de corruption au Togo, le groupe Bolloré va payer 12 millions d'euros d'amende pour mettre fin aux poursuites. C'est ce qu'annonce le parquet national financier après la comparution du patron Vincent Bolloré et de 2 autres dirigeants.
What's the sequester all the carbon?
Okay,
so what are all the plants supposed to do while you're holding on
un
to it?
week-end de confinement, perspective sur le littoral.
Hey, it's just as much of a waste of fucking.
Les nouvelles restrictions entrent en vigueur
And
ce
your
soir pour
obsession
entraîner
with
la
hiring
circulation du
voodoo
virus.
practitioners.
À Nice, le maire
It's
Christian
beyond.
Estrosi interdit l'accès aux plages et à la
I don't see any
promenade des
sense in them
Anglais.
idiots
Au
practicing
Nigeria,
for
la
money
détresse
either.
de centaines de familles après un nouveau kidnapping de masse. 317 adolescentes ont été enlevés la nuit dernière dans leur pensionnat par des hommes armés. En décembre dernier, 300 garçons avaient été enlevés dans des circonstances similaires. Et puis la France...
Want to go through this again, up and down? You want to flag yourself out to the whole world? You got some genius plan. You're using a cell phone you robbed from an old lady, so no one will ever find you, right?
X-Men, that's how we roll in. Put it to you, heavy jumping like the rolls in. Brought you in your mouth, taking out the gold in. Put it to your next man, now it's never frozen. Fuck. Now I'm dipping in the stolen, creeping in, I'm scoping. I see him leave him open. Big large gun, there's no poking. Pop out the big, your head's open. Now you're floating. The body stays stiff in the ocean. Cruising with some deadly fish, so your body ain't exposing. The DBS I was chosen, and so I hunt for the golden. I make what, don't care if it's stolen. But bam bam if you owe him. The black flag I always hold him. 5 DB we rolling, 10 guns we be holding. From 2 each so we going. A headshot so you go spin. Back, back, back.
Niggas not trying to see me with the DBS, cause you know the niggas I'm with, get it poppin'. Shaft on my waist, you can tell by how I'm walking. Act left, you get live right in the coffin. I remember I almost got caught slipping, shit had me tripping. On the truck I'm sitting, call it camping, my niggas had me snapping. Now I'm sitting here plotting on my enemy. Had to get my own strap, niggas didn't friend for me. A fat blunt and some Hennessy, just to level me. This beat sounds heartfelt. Big bullets make the biggest niggas melt. That's a bomb,
So when you have regimes that they call oppressive, like apartheid, where do they get all these people on their side? Well, it starts with pedophiles and sex offenders and anybody that can beat up on somebody weaker than themselves. And you buddy up with them and don't punish them for any of the deviant antisocial shit they do. They feel empowered. 1994 rolls around, these guys are coming to Canada as refugees. Oh yeah, pretending to be black. All right. You know, one parent's white, the other one's Asian. I don't see how you're black, but okay. And you're not white African either. You got a touch of the card brush, but you got the wrong touch. These are your fucking epithets, and you throw at me. Brown bricks.
So I had to shoot a few. Gotta expect it, you know how down bottom shooters do. Cut the gloves and each hoodie back, socks fitted too black. I'm about to get down on my business. Deal with them other ones, no need for a witness. Hand me the ratchet.
Buddy, we shoot people like you in broad day and then stab you. We burned down your house in front of the cops, and well, the fire marshal can't figure out what happened here. We're standing there with gas cans and matches laughing.
The strap around on my waist stays kicking, and I be trained so I aim with precision. Hit him in the 6-pack, give him about 6 flat, and it's a rip rap. Nigga believe that. Done 3-2 and it only costs a G-stack. Something like it's
so my uncle burned down somebody's house about 30 years ago for doing something to somebody they shouldn't have. And that person never filed a complaint about it. And if you go back right up in the records, you'll find it. It's thousands. Boom. These liars here, these twisted fair.
You can find me in the story riding. If I'm strapped up, let's believe it's on the way.
That's the name of my crime duo. Me and my partner were Twisted Pair.
I was on the block, posted up front page, trying to get whopping every other way, still trying to get whop, looking for a better day. Mommy's on my back cause she heard I'm getting paid. But what can I say? Mommy knows that I'm safe. I either got the Smith or the fifth and on my waist. Fuck snitching on my niggas. I'd rather catch the case too. All my niggas got slapped on the same day. Rest in peace to my niggas see edging. Plus free, all my niggas locked struggling in the cage. Shout out, PM Black Movement.
Yeah, you already know who it is. It's your boy, Playboy Bandito. Rockin' with my man Tycho here in Vintage Vault, Maxim FM.
Doses which Canada will receive through the callback.
My niggas in ride, yeah, I didn't ride. My bitches in ride. I broke the fire like I am a pie. This shit is so crazy. These niggas is babies. I'm beefing with Kai. I got like the 80s and roll with the 80s, fucking like babes. My niggas in ride, yeah,
Snow Dub.
Hey, what do you want to do?
I don't know. What you want to do?
I just want to kick it with you.
Alright, cool. I just want to kick it with you too.
So what you wanna do?
I wanna kick it with you.
Break out the papers.
Roll the papers.
Light 'em up 'cause I
Hear the sound. I wanna kick it with you.
break out the papers.
Roll the papers.
We've been got since like July. I ain't want no problems, really try.
So the best I can figure is this idiot
Push the start.
either is one of the people from back in my childhood,
Push the cut.
or is one of the idiots that ran around with them and really believes in their head that I tried to seduce them when I was little, and I'm pissing them the hell off by pretending I don't give a fuck about them now. This is the way sociopaths and sex offenders think. So they get mad when I keep talking about that shit. Guess what? The whole time I've been on the internet, the last 25 years or so, that's all I've been talking about. So it's you that doesn't know me from shit. Eh?
Pull up, let me switch the floor a bit. I wonder if these niggas notice it. I'm a gangster, they call J Bar. My whip a race car. The tech been bad and bullshit, them pull the stick off. This pair big bags of bread we getting to make off and shake off. Some Nicolas Cage, and that's your face off. A reef and ghost rider, the motorcycle on fire, shoot your face off. Press to make it sound like it's a paintball. You know me, the glisten, it was kinda shocking con. And my homies Jaco had more bananas and Donkey Kong. Break it down. This ain't a Lambo with the Honda, let's get it. This ain't a Lambo with a Honda, let's get it.
Got a semi on me like a nigga that be rockin' Chuck Taylor. And the cocaine, they got comeback, I call it cut razor. Really got me on a fuck state, I gotta stay low, I can't trust neighbors. Me, I got weed and bad bitches, don't forget money, nigga, what's greater? I got probably like 100 flows, so I'm different, I don't got one flavor. I be shooting what you running for, got a gun on you, so you much greater. All I know is tying niggas up, if you run in their crib, got a duct tape em. Shoot a nigga in the stomach if I ever feel he about to write one statement. Pussy boy better stay low, I got a halo for any brave soul. Money bags as I make dough from that yayo, I got pesos. Bill a bitch, I let her make hoes. Mic drip, turn rain snow. Your drip is like no drip, I got an old clip for that cane for. Tell you bitches what I came for. Fresh, I'm hopping out the Range Rover. Got them name hoes trying to call me back for that dick, but they don't get no name though.
Like these niggas know what I came for, but my niggas stayed up in the plain clothes. Niggas change clothes in the Range Rover. But you whip you in the raincoat, let the gang though. When they carry weight, let the man fall in the Durango. When they can go, then the soul school, but for the bando. When we had the pearl on the handle, I got your bitch doing that yoga flame like that scene. Like you know me, you see more chest than the lacrosse team. Like I ain't the wonder how they lost me. They couldn't watch me going high speed in the pitch that without a high beam. Put the pitch fresh like shot and start busting in the queue. It's right.
I keep it 100, I swear that they feeling my niggas are drumming. If I put a price in their head, I'm still gunning. I fuck with a bitch and I never would love it. They bluffing, they doing this shit for the public. I shoot at your stomach and take all your budget. My thuggin' is out of this world like a shuttle. I probably go run in your crib if I wanted. I kill my opponents. I feel like I'm Hogan. My slogan is kill 'em and pop in the moment. I do what I want when I want. Put a hole in your face if you talking that bogus. If they got that money, I'm keeping it loaded.
This ain't a Lambo with the Honda, let's get it. This ain't a Lambo with a Honda, let's get it.
I've got these LED Christmas lights. I want to set them behind the fish tank or something somehow. Under them or
This ain't
something.
a Lambo with a Honda, let's get it.
Not sure what I'm doing here. So I got goji berries. Yeah, so an hour ago. That was the next thing I was going to look up. So yeah, if you think you get harassed by people, yeah. And then there's a lot of people out there that will tell me that their stories There's a lot of people out there that will tell me their stories one-on-one, but they won't go like public on Facebook. These are people that can't put their name in public. And they'll tell me outright about like their kid's father or something to that effect. Who stalks them. Notorious. And before you say, oh, why don't you call the cops or do this or do that? These guys go to jail all the time and get out again. So, accomplish what with them?
Ain't the type to break his brains for the ones that wanna be saved, and not I'm gonna be saved. I'm gonna put in work for all my peoples in the dirt, assuring you your death is worth something and no nothing. It's never gonna slow us down with the spirit of a warrior on the front line before us, not even book can stop us now. We fuck with a ticket, fuck with a steady, ready for whatever comes our way. Molotov throne breaking out in flames, burn everything inside, can't tame the beast in me. I'm insane, coming for the brain, cause the pain never cease. Rip them up at night until I see them guts dropping. My motive is explosive to stop the intruders in their tracks. Popping up my cat, staying straight, busting until them bodies dead. It ain't over till I lost his back, and that's a fact. Where you at? In the struggle, baby. Savage on the hustle. I'm gonna grab them by the face and wrap their mouth around my muzzle.
What they doing, when he on his demons, leaving everything in ruins. We rebel, leaving some rebels coming to rock. We ain't moving, we're shooting till every one of them die. We shoot back, what they doing, when he on his demons, leaving everything in ruins.
Well, I would have sat through the whole thing with the Prime Minister, but this set is half an hour, so you can find it. It's on the internet. Just type in Justin Trudeau, you'll find them.
This my elevator.
You have people pulling out a phone to take a selfie, and Trudeau pops up behind you.
Here with the kids, so you check in. You ain't never wrecking the second you ain't listen. It's not enough.
It's a throwback, yeah. Blue pack. Now when that chop walks people. All I have is
I gotta find some more. Yeah, I have so much music in my head that I can't pull up. If I can just pull up at my fingers.
The demon is a liar. He would like to confuse us. But he will also mix lies with the truth to attack us. The attack is psychological, powerful. So don't mix it up. Remember that. Do not mix it.
This is real life shit, can't change it for an instant. Blood, sweat, and tears, now everyone's against it. Trying to step in our way, man, your ass will get popped. Got homies on every corner, none afraid to get shot. You hear it drop, here comes the end of your life. Hollow points cutting through you like the edge of a knife. It's getting harder to see, step away from the light. Cause I'm the devil in disguise, I stole your soul tonight. What?
I stole your soul tonight. I'm the devil in disguise. I stole your soul tonight.
some round table shit, dog. What up, dog? Peace. Yeah.
Something like Michael Corley in the future in the morning, fiends holler for that work like a rooster. They screaming, I tell them that the shop's open. Boom with a pit by the door because the lock's broken. Don't get your hand big off, I'm by the pot smoking. Listen to a killer when he tell you that he's not joking. Them rocks potent, got these fiends stiff. Fish got that mean whip. Run it all out queen like Supreme Griff. For that triple beam dream, you know machines grip. In the stick up, get that clean grip, the magazines click. Y'all spot steamed fish with a rice and peas. A couple righteous thieves, cipher, well I like the trees. Them trifling bees stinging niggas with their quad step. Try stinging me, I'm burning down the whole wasp nest. This grand toll, I came to pay the rent. So it's hard out here for a fifth. Bitch, to live and die, and you know I swear to blowing on my bloodstream. Kickling the Kennedy, shout out to all my thug teams. Squeeze the torch, being cold, beating the North Border. Toronto rappers pressing niggas like the fourth quarter. London short orders, holler, we can get you that. These puddles deep and muddy, watch where you step through that. My niggas in them full black suits, but let the men in black you trying to interrogate niggas. I wouldn't question that. We marksmen, head to the field. That's just a test of strapper. Leaving off the war, youngest one roll, but left them back. Your girl said she waiting for you, but she won't though. Finding out of one love is straight calling snow cones. You sober, show out when it don't work, we go out. Considering it no lies, we don't work for no boss. Pussy get splashed in at the stop later. Make us forget the pain through broad paper. Started local, now we worldwide. I can see the bitches through niggas just by looking in your girl's eyes. Medicaid, defend the facts, I'm better riverside. Bringing with your curious eyes. From what the thing of mine. It's the windows, with the minimize. Something for another guys. Goodness is legitimized. The dinner like this, but we here to stay. And try to find us on a different day. And high price that they didn't play. Bust the 2-5 when it's Christmas Day. To live and die, and yo, I swear to blow on my bloodstream. Kipling the Kennedy, shout out to all my thug team. Use the torch, the import, we the North Border. Toronto rappers pressing niggas like the fourth quarter. Down the short orders, holler, we can get you that. These puddles deep and muddy, watch where you step through that.
Points to remember. Be sure to attach all baskets to strong hooks. Check that the chains are sound. Well, that's... Now, see, today they would leave those two steps out, and then people wouldn't do that part, and they'd say, well, they didn't say that. And then they'd act like you were an asshole for saying they should.
Yo, come along, follow the man, my controller who will hold you like a stiff dick, will work you like a flick trick. I'm crazy back at the shit, it's getting ill sick, I'm deck out the burbs, nigga, it's the bigness. Coming back from the vats of black wax, in fact, I cram stacks of acts upon your shelf, so fans can help themselves, I prove my record sales. Move along, cause yo, there ain't no pausing, I'm causing catastrophe. I hate to be the one coming after the black dick dastardly. I heat them up even in winter. I spin the beginners, I'm eating pussies for dinner, but just remember, I ain't no downtown clown, I run the mellow ass sounds, the real shit, boy, straight from the dead ground. Five for five, wanted dead or alive. Was putting soft pretenders with sour cream and chives. No job. If I was you, I'd come through and catch a dose on my spit technique. Straight from Suicide Street. I work a beat like a cop. Trash a pawn shops, wanting city trends, cause I'm giving niggas sweet now. Yeah, there ain't no frontin' on the fact. I said the deadly in my habitat. Like a police spot trap. I want to keep that sounds. I'm moving this shit down. Check short, straight from the dead.
And if in your region, you can start booking your COVID-19 vaccination appointment as of Monday. That's 2 weeks before the province launches their own portal. The province, meantime, reporting 1,258 new cases of COVID-19 today, with just over 64,000 tests completed.
And grab those lottery tickets, a life-changing prize up for grabs tonight.
Maple Leafs practice before leaving for Edmonton. Raptors host the Rockets. Sports at 15.
We've got a mixed picture on markets to end the week. It's been a winning month for Bay Street, and shares in AstraZeneca take a hit on Wall Street. Business at 26.
Good business, Papa Hash, dig a stash, know what I'm saying? I'm out the race like Stank and Sue. If your record ain't out by now, fucking flu. I ain't here to welcome back in imitations. I smother brothers and watch them pay for mass suffocation. I got shorties in every person with cones, while stash back dress like super bad spoon. Chill out and post it out, go off on the coast where humans be on the scenes and less than out the scene. I do my tracks like country blacks and fat back. 2 banana sack, crack, push it back.
401 at Leslie in the collectors. The right lane is closed for construction. It's busy from the 404 in the collectors.
On the set, as you know this, in my best to let you know your access was dropped on the rocket check. Stay out the floor, if you're scared, no talk, I'm scared. Straight through the
A slight delay through Trafalgar, then it's busy from the 427 to the 400 Express and Collectors. On city streets, Denison and Birchmount, that intersection remains closed for a collision investigation. How about the money you save staying at home you spend on your home? Increase your living space. Finish your basement. Call AGM now and get $5,000 off your new basement. Visit agmrenovations.com. And now with the forecast, here's Jill Taylor.
Just a beautiful day for us today. Hopefully you can get outside and enjoy the sunshine. Guaranteed high today, 4 degrees, 0 for the low. Heads up for rain and snow overnight for today. The guaranteed high, 4. Right now, downtown and in Pearson, we've got beautiful sunshine. The temperature is sitting at +1. 680 news time, 12:03.
Oh, winters are horrible up here. Yeah, you got nothing to do but watch that
on the vaccine front today, a third vaccine has now been given the green light for use in this country.
680's Alex Bloomfield joins us live with more, including the latest from federal health officials. Alex.
Yeah, that's right, Irene. This approval changes the landscape when it comes to vaccine rollouts in this country.
The AstraZeneca and Serum Institute of India vaccines can be transported and stored at refrigerated temperatures between 2 and 8 degrees Celsius, giving greater flexibility in how they can be distributed across Canada.
That's Dr. Supriya Sharma, Health Canada's chief medical advisor, who says this vaccine can last up to 6 months in a fridge unopened, unlike the delicate special freezer storage needed for Pfizer and Moderna. This could well become the pharmacy COVID shot of the future. It was a lengthy 5-month review by Health Canada, phase 3 trial data leading some European countries to choose to reject or restrict its use in young people. Dr. Isaac Bogosh, a member of Ontario's vaccine task force, explains why Canada did not go that route.
It wasn't that the vaccine was less effective in older populations. It was that there weren't that many individuals from older populations that were represented in the clinical trial.
And there's now emerging real-world evidence of its use in the UK and India that reveals it's very effective at preventing serious illness across the board. Canada has pre-ordered 20 million doses, most expected to arrive in the spring, according to the Prime Minister. 2 million, though, secured through an Indian manufacturer, will arrive sooner. Procurement Minister Anita Anand.
I am pleased to confirm that the first batch, consisting of 500,000 doses, will be delivered to Canada in the coming days.
The other 1.5 would follow in the weeks after that. Reporting live, I'm Alex Bloomfield.
Well, Premier Doug Ford has now commented on the approval of that AstraZeneca vaccine.
I think it's the best news we've heard in a real long time, and the two questions we need answered is when we're getting it and how much we're getting. But we're geared up, we're ready to go, and just can't wait to get the third vaccine, and looking forward to possibly a fourth or fifth vaccine as well.
Now, the head of the province's vaccine task force has said that people age 80 and older will be able to access the system starting on March 15th.
York Region isn't waiting for the province to get its online vaccination portal up and running. In fact, they are planning to get the jump on it themselves. 680's Momin Qureshi joins us with some of the details.
The province has said it will be launching its online portal for COVID-19 vaccine registration beginning on March the 15th. But York Region seems to be getting ahead of the curve. Aurora Mayor Tom Marakis taking to Twitter saying more great news for Aurora residents age 80 plus. York Region will be moving forward with booking immunizations for 80 plus starting on March the 1st, which is Monday and 2 weeks sooner than the province is doing it. Now, this likely doesn't mean that you'll get the vaccine any sooner, but what it probably does mean is you can hold your place in line a little earlier. I'll be speaking to York Region's medical officer of health, Dr. Kareem Purji, this hour, and have more on what he has to say coming up at 12:30.
They won't mention it.
We'll take a look at some of those numbers. The province now reporting 1,258 cases of COVID-19 today, with just over 64,000 tests completed. Now, the way it breaks down is 362 new cases in Toronto, 274 in Peel, 104 in York Region. We can also tell you there are 28 new COVID-related deaths.
680 news time, 12:06. A hit and run in Markham has sent a woman to hospital vehicle with serious injuries. York police say it happened around
You
7:30 this morning at
don't
Denison
uninstall
and
the fucking
Birchmount.
software.
Constable
That's
Laura
not
Nicole
a
tells
hack.
680 News they are
That's
looking for a white
sloppy
van that left the
behavior.
scene.
When officers got to the scene,
January
they found that a
21st, 2020, 680
woman had been
News.
struck by a
U.S. gets
vehicle.
first
That
case
vehicle was
of
described as being a white
mysterious
van, and the vehicle
new
actually fled from the
Chinese
scene.
illness.
The vehicle was seen last going south on Birchmount.
The intersection of Denison and
January
Birchmount has been
21st,
closed while
2020.
police investigate.
You're listening to 680 News. It's now 12:07. It turns out the LCBO is now cutting ties with Air Miles.
The LCBO has been in a partnership with Air Miles since 1997, but as of April 1st, that partnership will be no more.
You cash in
In a
Air
statement,
Miles
the
for booze?
LCBO didn't offer a reason for the change, but it did say details on a future loyalty program will be introduced in the coming months. Now, this is
Can I
the
just get
second
a
time in
stamp
less
card
than
if
a
I
year
buy
a high-profile partnership with Air Miles
so beer
has come
comes in
to an
6
end.
packs, right?
Last
So,
May, the parent company at Rexall drugstores
if I
announced
buy
it
5
would
single
end a
cans, can I
20-year
get the 6th one
partnership with
free
Air
or so? If I
Miles,
bring in the
launching its
card,
own loyalty program
I guess I
instead.
can't be
At
stabbed.
the Business Center, I'm Chris McCusker. NBA Commissioner Adam Silver has publicly expressed regret for statements he made in the aftermath of
You're about as
Messiah
smart as the
Jiri's
people that
run-in with the
are
deputy
trying to
sheriff
hack
after the
my
Raptors
phone here.
championship in
What am
2019.
I,
Simon
7
Bennett has
times in a
more.
row?
We take you back to October 2019, months after the incident involving
There's
Ujiri
thorns on
Golden
this?
State.
No.
This was on HBO with Adam Silver.
Lessons learned for him without assigning culpability or blame to anyone. As a leader, those are the kinds of situations he needs to learn to avoid.
This was long before body cam footage was released revealing that Ujiri was far from the aggressor. Silver conducted a phone interview with Sportsnet's Michael Grange and said, quote, "When I watched that last bit of the interview in light of what we now know, I would love to take those words back." He went on to say, "I apologize to Masai for what I said in that interview. Believe me, when I look at that now, I cringe when I watch it." This was back in the news recently after Alan Strickland, the deputy sheriff in question, dropped his lawsuit with Ujiri over the incident. I'm Simon Bennett.
Man, this could possibly, I'm going to confirm to say that this will make your 2021 better if it came true. The Lotto Max jackpot, by the way, for tonight's draw, now estimated $70 million, and that is the largest jackpot possible without some extra bonuses. There are an estimated 21 additional $1 million prizes up for grabs tonight, and just keep in mind you have until 10:30 to buy your tickets. Well, coming up in just 30 seconds, we'll have a look at where the prices, gas prices, gas is heading, especially
I know
into the
my
weekend,
browser history
followed by
must look
traffic and
strange.
weather
I don't take
together.
responsibility
680
for
News
it.
Time, 12:09.
This
Fuck.
is 680 News. Protect yourself, protect your family, and protect
Let's
the
zoom all
ones
the way
around
in
you.
so there's
Safety
only
masks,
one possible. You know what? I've
source
done
for
this.
personal protective equipment, now available.
Links that are not visible on my screen are the ones that will get open instead of what I'm tapping on.
Has everything you need in stock with free next day
And that's
shipping.
supposed to be me thinking I don't know how to use the phone and get frustrated. And finally, I'll person help me, right?
Sanitizer, disinfecting wipes, and gowns.
My kids think I'm crazy. I know exactly where this goes.
Safetymasks.ca.
And now time for the 680 News gas price update. Enpro says no change to the price at midnight tonight. It means it should hold at $1.24.9 a liter.
680 News Time, 12:10.
Since 1967, Green Park Group has been one of Canada's most trusted builders. Green Park's legacy of consistency, quality, and service has not changed. Whether it's a single-family home or condominium, Green Park has always understood that attention to detail and exceptional craftsmanship sets them apart. This is the root of the Green Park difference, which can be seen in every community and every condo built. Building all across the GTA. Visit Green Park
Rachel Notley is live now, protecting your pension.
DoorDash for a $10 minimum in terms of lot.
680 News Time, 12:11.
Now time for traffic and weather together on the ones. How are things looking out there, Carrie?
Not a great drive right now on the northbound 400. This report is brought to you by your Ontario Honda dealers. We have a problem on the northbound 400 at Aurora Road. That's where the left lane is blocked because of a collision. Traffic is jammed for about 5 kilometers. That backup starts just north of King Road. So alternate routes, you can try Weston or Jane, just bail off the northbound 400 at King Road, take either of those, and then rejoin the northbound 400 at Aurora Road, and you'll miss that backup. Westbound on the 401, keep in mind there's no access to that route from northbound Leslie. That ramp to the westbound 401 is closed. It's all for construction. A pretty decent drive, though, on the westbound 401. Not seeing any delays right now. Eastbound on the 401, that's slow going, approaching Trafalgar to the 407. So we may have a problem there. Unfortunately, it's just out of our camera range, so any updates appreciated at star 680. And then past that, eastbound 401 is busy from the 427 to the 400 express and collectors. We also have a ramp closure for the westbound QEW. The southbound third line ramp to the westbound QEW, that's closed for construction. And it looks like crews are working at the very end of that ramp. So westbound on the QEW, west of third line, that ramp lane is closed. And that's why it's still busy from 4 Drive to west of third line. A good drive, though, on the eastbound side of the QEW Gardner combination. Northbound on the Don Valley Parkway, just a bit busy from Eglinton to north of Lawrence. And I had a call from a traffic spotter. Watch out on the southbound 410 near Queen. Might still be some tire debris in the right lane there. On city streets, the intersection of Denison and Birchmount, that's closed in all directions for a collision investigation. Get $3,000 in cash incentives on all remaining 2020 Honda Civic sedan models. On now at the Honda Dream Garage event. Shop online at HondaOntario.com. And now with the forecast, here's Jill Taylor.
Hopefully you can enjoy some outdoor time today. Lots of sunshine, just a gorgeous day overall. The guaranteed high 4 degrees. Tonight, clear through the evening, but then rain and snow overnight. Heads up for that, especially for early tomorrow morning. 0 for the low, and then up to 7 tomorrow. Have that rain, mainly rain for Toronto, but snow to the north, ending around 9 o'clock in the morning, then sun and cloud. More showers for Sunday, strong wind, and high near 7. For today, the guaranteed high 4.
Right now, downtown, lots of sunshine and +1. It's sunny and +2 at Pearson. 680 News Time, 12:13.
This just into 680 News. A second and more serious charge has now been laid against a man in connection with the discovery of human remains at a George Street apartment building earlier this week. 59-year-old Orson York is now charged with accessory after the fact to murder. He's already charged with indignity to a body, and DNA testing is now being carried out to identify the victim. Stay with 680 News for more on this developing story.
And now the Dynamic Funds Market Minute live from the Business Center and Chris McCusker. Chris.
Irene, we've got a little bit of everything on Bay and Mole Street to close out what has very likely been a losing week for markets. The NASDAQ trying to get back some of yesterday's losses. Right now it's higher by 228 points, a gain of 1.7%. The S&P is up by 8. The Dow, though, still in the red. It's down 130. And the TSX down 48, 18,175. So Bay Street is well off its low for the day. Now gold is down $56, $17.19. Oil is down $1.17, $62.37. And the Canadian dollar down by 0.6 cents, 78.76 cents US. At the Business Center, I'm Chris McCusker.
When it comes to investing, it's time to consider the alternatives. Dynamic Funds sees diversification differently. Ask a financial advisor how.
Common names of the plant in English.
/advice.
Common names of the plant in English include, I'm not going to read them all, Chinese wolfberry, another one starts with Chinese, Chinese box thorn, Himalayan goji, Tibetan goji, matrimony vine, Duke of Argyll's tea tree or Duke of Argyll's tea plant, after Archibald Campbell, 3rd Duke of Argyll, who introduced it in the country in the 1730s. Country, in the United Kingdom. Okay, in the United Kingdom. The plant, blah, 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 ghost thorn. The shrub is an important commercial crop in northern China, especially in the Ningxia Hui Autonomous Region. Its Chinese name is Ningxia, I can't see, Guqi. It is also grown in Tibet, Mongolia, and more recently in other countries in the world. And somewhere in here it says they're growing this shit in Canada. United Kingdom, United States, Australia. Okay, on the other one, on the other. Has become a high-demand plant in the United States. Nearly all major nursery catalogs now carry plants, and there are many suppliers found on various websites. There are a number of varieties available, ranging from leaf-producing plants to fruit-producing varieties. Most listed plants are hardy, zones 5 to 9. I don't know what that means. One variety, Phoenix Tears, is hardy. No, this variety, so that particular variety produces fruit year-round in warmer climates. Berries and leaves produced in the United States are probably more pesticide-free than those produced in China. Citation needed. This was not what I wanted.
Injury. Different than the other ones. You know, you don't have to know anything more than that. It's just viral vector based. And then you throw that in there, and of course, everybody will look up from their book. Or in my case, I'm using this as a way to distract my fellow poker players. They'll look up, hopefully, from the cards and say, what is viral vector mean?
13,000 tons of fruit.
Well, and then you drop this on what you say.
42% of the nation's total production.
What you do here is you take a related, harmless virus, and you inject that, and that tells the body's defense mechanisms.
It's also cultivated in the Xinjiang Uyghur Autonomous Region of Western China.
And that managed to ward off COVID-19. You know, it's no biggie.
I fell asleep halfway through that.
Oh, come on!
I missed the last part.
Oh, come on!
We'll decrease it, but keep in mind the AstraZeneca is really geared for people under 65. But it's great news. It's fabulous news.
That is, I took Ford with his reaction to the AstraZeneca approval. He didn't love that. You don't think that's a cocktail party? You're not going to drop that in at book club?
No, I think I'll leave that to you with your so-called poker club. With who? Who's it? You and your dad pop on? Your dad throws you a bone?
These are related to potatoes and tomatoes. Get the fuck out of here.
Appreciate it. When we come back, we're going to tell you about what Dr. Williams had to say at that commission looking into long-term care. It's going to butter your bread. I'll tell you that for free, because later on we're going to dig back into Buttergate as well. This is the Alan Carter radio program. We're back in just a moment.
Get $3,000 in cash incentives on all remaining 2020 Honda Civic sedan models. On now at the Honda Dream Garage event. Shop online at HondaOntario.com.
We are Toronto's news talk leader. By unfriending Australia, Facebook proves it's dangerously underregulated. Playing hardball, okay. Where's Canada in all of this?
Well, where's Canada ever in anything? We have a dithering, incompetent prime minister. I can't put it any more bluntly, okay?
Ultimately, yeah. The John Oakley Show. Weekdays at 3 p.m. or anytime from Apple and Spotify podcasts. We are 640 Toronto.
Subway restaurants are pleased to announce our brand new valet service.
Really? Subway's got valet?
Well, no, but Subway's new curbside pickup is the next best thing. Right now, buy 2 footlongs and get 1 free when you order through the Subway app. Subway, eat fresh.
Demande d'approbation avait été reçue pas mal en même temps au mois d'octobre. Qu'est-ce qui explique ce gros délai?
Oui, c'est vrai que ça a été plus long.
Frankly, internal financial strategist John Graham. The Office of Finance Minister Chrystia Freeland criticized Machen after the Wall Street Journal first revealed the internal memo about the trip. The Finance Department says it was unaware of Machen's trip. Machen says that he and his partner traveled to Dubai for what he described as very personal reasons without going into detail. At the Business Center, I'm Mike Epple.
And coming up in just 60 seconds, we got Carrie Prunskis with a look at the roads this noon hour, and we'll check your extended forecast.
680 News Time, 12:20.
COVID continues to be a threat. Bergmanis Prayer supports frontline initiatives and reminds you to be safe. If you've been injured due to slip and falls, careless drivers, or if your insurance company has failed to honor its obligations to you,
what kind of case
Bergmanis
you want?
Prayer
I'll set it up right now. You tell me what it
legal
was.
services and
We'll make it
free,
happen.
no obligation consultations by phone or video 24/7. You are not alone. Bergmanis Prayer Personal Injury Lawyers. You focus on getting better, we'll do the rest. Visit us at bplawyers.ca.
You understand your business better than anyone. And no matter what challenges and opportunities you face, you always find a way to keep moving forward. BDC understands your reality. As the bank for Canadian entrepreneurs, we provide the financing and advisory services you need to plan your path to the future. We're here for what's ahead, so you never have to look back. BDC, financing, advising, smart.
680
680 News Time, 12:21.
Time now for traffic and weather together on the ones. Here's Carrie Prunskis.
This report is brought to you by Friday Harbor. We have a slow drive up the northbound 400. First of all, watch out for construction at King Road. The left lane is closed. Then beyond that, northbound 400 at Aurora Road, we still have the left lane closed off. It's for construction. Now, traffic spotter called to say there is no collision there then we have been reporting. So I called MTO. They said, yeah, there was a collision there. That cleared away a few minutes ago, but we still have that left lane closed for the ongoing bridge work. And those crews expected to be there for most of the afternoon. So a slow go northbound on the 400 from north of King Road to Aurora Road. Westbound on the 401, the northbound Leslie ramp to the westbound 401, that's still closed off. It's closed off for ongoing construction. No delays though on the westbound 401. We're looking at a pretty good drive. Westbound on the QEW, approaching Mississauga Road, the ramp lane is now blocked because of a stalled vehicle. So it's getting busy westbound QEW, approaching Mississauga Road. And then west of 3rd Line, the ramp lane is closed for construction. So that's forced the closure of the southbound 3rd Line ramp to the westbound QEW. And it's busy on the westbound QEW from 4 Drive to west of 3rd Line. Eastbound on the 401, we may have a problem approaching the 407 because traffic is backed up now from James Snow Parkway. So any updates appreciated at star 680. And then past that, the eastbound 401 slows again from the 427 to the 400 express and collectors. Northbound on the Don Valley Parkway, a bit busy approaching Eglinton to north of Lawrence. And good news, southbound 410, the debris at Queen has been cleared. Get away to Friday Harbor and get back to the things you love. Discover resort living with move-in ready townhomes and condominiums. Friday Harbor, come for the day or a lifetime. Friday, I'm in love. And now with the extended forecast, here's Jill Taylor.
Mild temperatures for us today and right through the weekend. Colder air returns for Monday, the 1st of March. Enjoy the sunshine today. The guaranteed high 4 degrees. We get into some rain and snow overnight near 0 for the low. And that rain should end around 9 o'clock tomorrow morning for Toronto. But heads up for snow and mixed conditions to the north. Tomorrow's high 7 degrees. Strong wind for Sunday with showers, high near 7. And a very strong wind for Monday as we welcome March. Falling temperatures on Monday. For today, the guaranteed high 4.
Right now, downtown at Pearson, we're slowly getting to our guaranteed high. We're at 2 degrees with lots of sunshine. A bit cooler downtown with +1. 680 News Time, 12:23.
What? Looks like John and Andrea just bought a place.
Wow. That was quick.
Yeah. They've been at Questrade for a while. The lower fees make a big difference. They rave about it.
Well, we're not heading back to the branch anytime soon.
Exactly. If we ever want to move, we gotta get moving.
It's time to switch to Questrade. See how you can retire wealthier with the Quest Wealth Portfolio's RRSP at questrade.com.
Who will be the next 680 News Junior Traffic Reporter?
We've watched the entries and have chosen the semifinalists.
Now, help us find the next reporter superstar by voting at 680news.com/contests.
All finalists will be featured as a junior traffic reporter on 680 News.
Get a VIP virtual tour of the 680 newsroom.
Plus, win a $500 cash prize for themselves and their school, courtesy of 407 ETR.
The 680 News Junior Traffic Reporter Contest with 407 ETR.
Get all the details at 680news.com/contest.
And on the way in just 60 seconds, we've got Chris McCusker standing by at the Business Center, where it turns out markets are off the lows for the day. She'll have a full rundown in just moments.
During the Only Adventure sales event, find exceptional limited time offers on Land Rover vehicles, including the legendary Defender, the dynamic Range Rover Sport, or the versatile Discovery Sport. Each one offers unrivaled performance on road and off. For a limited time, receive finance rates as low as 0% or savings up to $5,000 on select 2020 vehicles. Book your safe, contactless appointment today at your local Land Rover authorized retailer. Hurry, offers end March 1st. Land Rover, above and beyond.
The world needs more friendly, now more than ever. With TELUS, friendly means becoming part of something bigger. Using technology for good will help make our world a better place by making healthcare more accessible, creating a safer food supply, and connecting Canadians in need to what matters most. So let's make the future friendly together. Join us at TELUS.com/social impact.
reading more and more and learning less and less.
News time,
Okay,
2:26. Now time for the 680 News Business Report. We're going to check in now at the Business Center with Chris McCusker. And Chris, is seeing any rebound to where the day started so far?
Maybe a little bit. Now, the NASDAQ at one point today, Steve, was looking at its worst week in about a year. We're talking about a pullback of 5.5%. over the last 5 days. So it has since changed direction. Now it's up by 222. It's now looking at a pullback this week of 3.8%. So still pretty bad, but not as bad. The S&P is higher by 24 points, and the Dow is lower by 126. Now, really the story this week has been these rising bond yields pressuring markets, and today that has eased at least a little bit. Annetta Markowska is chief financial economist at Jefferies. She spoke to Bloomberg in New York.
The volatility has certainly been significant, and that's never good. But I think, I expected to be at 2% by the end of the year. I think fundamentals justify that. We are getting there maybe a little bit too fast. I expected it to be a bit of a more gradual process. But I think, the markets globally are just reassessing the prospects for the global economy. This isn't just about the U.S. fiscal policy, because these yield moves obviously have been very global in nature. So I think, maybe that the rates market is really just catching up to the reopening trade, which the equity markets obviously have been on for some time.
And just to illustrate this, the yield on the 10-year in the U.S. is down by 2.5 basis points, 1.49%. In Canada, off by about 1 basis point to 1.44%. Also watching shares in AstraZeneca today. So in Canada, COVID vaccines from 3 companies are now approved for use. The third, of course, as you've been hearing in news, comes from AstraZeneca. Now, the UK, where the vaccine is made, was the first to approve this shot. The US still has not given it the green light. US listed shares in AstraZeneca on Wall Street down by about 1%. The TSX right now is off by 58, 18,166. And that too is better than earlier today. Just to give you a snapshot here, Bay Street is looking at a loss this week of 1.1%, but it is looking at a gain this month of 4.7%. So again, right now down 58 points, 18,164. Gold is off $53, 17.22. Oil down $1.21, 62.32 a barrel. And the Canadian dollar lower by 0.6 cents now, 78.66 cents US. I'm Chris McCusker. This is 680 News.
Virtual by Nespresso. Redefining coffee. Savor a new morning ritual. Innovative technology means preparing your perfect cup of coffee has never been so simple. Allowing you to start your day in the most exceptional way. Virtual morning coffee redefined. Nespresso. What else?
Mix and Match at Sleep Country is back, where we'll match you to the right mix of products, no matter your sleep style. So whether you're a sheet hogger, a pillow lover, a deep dreamer, or a mix of everything in between, our sleep experts have seen it all and will help you find the sleep essentials you need. And if you miss Boxing Week, you can still get amazing prices right now, like a hot price on a Sealy Optimum Queen mattress for only $549 until Sunday only. Only at Sleep Country. Sleep well, stay well. Sleep Country.
Right now in downtown Toronto, sunny and a temperature of 1. Michael Gibbons is the Midday Show editor. Zahar Hashimi is at the digital desk, and Lucas Castelletto is our web editor. 680 News Time, 12:30.
Toronto's #1 for breaking news, traffic, and weather. This is 680 News.
Good afternoon. This is Friday, February 26th. I'm Irene Precklin.
And I'm Steve Roberts. Here's what's making news this hour. A third COVID vaccine now approved in Canada. AstraZeneca finally gets the green light, a development likely to accelerate existing vaccination timelines.
If you're over 80 and live in York Region, you can register for the COVID-19 vaccine as of Monday. That's 2 weeks sooner than the province's portal will be opening up.
The search is on for the driver of a van in Markham after a hit and run left a woman hurt.
And the Ford government today announcing some changes to some after-school programs.
Raptors home to Houston and sign a 10-day lease lace up before heading west. Sports at 45.
We've got a mixed picture in what has been a losing week for North American markets. Oil and gold in the red. And anyone for GameStop? Business at 56.
680 News Time, 12:31.
That is time for
I've seen
680
this plant
News.
all over the
Traffic and
fucking
weather
place. Didn't
together on
realize what it
the one.
was.
Terry
I'm a little
Prescott.
slow to catch on.
This report is brought to you by Diamond and Diamond Lawyers.
I remember
Thanks
where
to
I saw
traffic
it.
spotters
No,
for the
because
updates
my
on the
Google
eastbound
Maps
401
doesn't
approaching the
cooperate.
407. There's a stalled transport truck on the shoulder, so that's why it's busy on the eastbound 401 as you approach Shame Snow Parkway to
I
the
know in
407,
theory
and then slow going across
I
the
should
city
be
from the
able to take a
427 to the
picture
400
of the
express and
GPS
collectors.
coordinates with the
Northbound
unit
on the 400
if I
at
want.
Aurora Road, the left
Not
lane is closed, and that is for
necessarily
scheduled construction.
I'd like to
Traffic
be
is
able to
heavy in
drop
this
a
area,
pin
backed
and
up for
take a
about 3
picture when I
kilometers getting
fucking
towards
find
that
this type of
construction
shit.
zone. Westbound
And
401,
pull it
the
up on this
northbound
big
Leslie
screen
ramp to
here
the
when I get
westbound
home.
401, that remains closed. That is for construction as well. And we have a couple of problems on the westbound QEW. Approaching Mississauga Road, the ramp lane is blocked with a stalled vehicle, a minor delay there. Then a heavier backup westbound QEW from Ford Drive to west of Third Line. That's where the ramp lane is closed for construction. And also the southbound Third Line ramp to the westbound QEW is shut down. On city streets, just getting word of a new problem westbound on Steeles at Victoria Park. 2 lanes are blocked because of a collision.
Straight up a
So
chain
traffic
link
is heavy from
fence
Esna
and
Park.
then started
But the
rolling like a
intersection of
shrub.
Birchmount and Denison, that has fully reopened in all directions. If insurance companies have high-priced lawyers fighting for them, who's fighting for you? Find out why there's
Johnny
nothing tougher than a
wait a
diamond.
second.
Call 1-800-567-HURT for your free
We do have it
consultation.
from the wrong
And
side
now
of
with
our
the
own.
forecast, here's Jill
some
Taylor.
system development.
Lots of sunshine today and a mild guaranteed high 4 degrees 0 for the low. Heads up for rain and snow overnight. For today, the guaranteed high 4.
Right now in downtown, it's sunny and 1 degree. Out of Pearson, it's sunny and 0. 680 News Time, 12:33.
Canada now has another weapon in the fight against COVID-19 with the approval of a 3rd vaccine. And as you heard live here on 680 News, we now have a better idea of when to expect some of those new doses.
And joining us live with all the details is 680's Alex Bloomfield. Alex.
Yes, Steve, it was a drawn-out 5-month review, but Health Canada has now approved the Oxford AstraZeneca vaccine for emergency use, and some 500,000 doses are expected to be delivered through an Indian manufacturer in the coming days.
Here's the bottom line. With Pfizer, Moderna, and now
From the
AstraZeneca,
Mohawks.
Canada will get to more than 6.5 million doses by the end of March.
As Prime Minister
Yeah,
Justin Trudeau, who has the
right.
pre-order of 20 million AstraZeneca doses, are in addition to these initial deliveries, they're expected to arrive between April and June. The approval of AstraZeneca has the potential to accelerate vaccination timelines. It can be stored in a regular fridge, allowing for much easier transportation than Pfizer and Moderna. It's not without some controversy. France restricting it to those under 65, an overall efficacy of just 62% in phase 3 trials, but evidence from the real-world rollout in the UK, India, and elsewhere is proving to be much better. Health Canada's Chief Medical Advisor, Dr. Supriya Sharma, says there have been no severe side effects and much higher efficacy in preventing severe illness.
Ultimately, the benefits of vaccination, even with reduced efficacy, outweigh the risks of no vaccination.
And this is still a 2-dose vaccine, the second one recommended within 4 to 12 weeks of the first. Reporting live, I'm Alex Bloomfield.
Premier Doug Ford says the approval of the AstraZeneca vaccine is great news.
I think it's the best news we've heard in a real long time, and the 2 questions we need to answer is when we're getting it and how much we're getting.
Ford says he's now looking forward to the approval of the 2 other vaccines in the pipeline, one from Johnson & Johnson and another from Novavax.
680 News Time, 12:35. Well, York Region not waiting now, they say, for the province to get their online vaccination portal up and running. In fact, the region itself is planning to do it much faster. Now, 680's Momin Qureshi joining us live now with some of the details that we're learning. Momin.
Yes, Steve, the province has said that they're going to get their COVID-19 registration portal up and running by March the 15th. But I'm just off the phone with Dr. Kareem Kurji. He is York Region's Medical Officer of Health. And he says if you're in that 80-plus region, 80-plus age group, and you want to get the vaccine, you can actually begin registering for it as of Monday.
And please visit our website, york.ca/COVID-19 vaccine, which we will have the booking information
in due course. But please be patient for now. The bookings will start as of midnight, March the 1st.
Now, Kurji stressing that you have to have your OHIP card and be a resident of York Region to get yourself on the list there. He says, listen, right now York Region does have some supply of vaccines. As more vaccines become available, more and more people will be able to get their shots. But I asked him about the timeline. You know, if you do register on Monday, you are in that over 80 group. How long will you likely have to wait before you get your shot? Is it a matter of days? Is it a matter of weeks? What are we looking at? And he said in some cases, it's possible you'll be able to get them on the same day, ideally within a few days. But again, he's trying to temper expectations, saying a lot of that will depend on the supply of the vaccines, which are increasing. But again, if you are over 80, or if you have a parent or grandparent or somebody in your family who's over 80, as of Monday morning, you can get them on the list to get in line for the COVID-19 vaccine. Reporting live, I'm Omen Qureshi.
Ontario is reporting 1,258 new cases of COVID-19 today and 20 more deaths linked to the virus. Of the new cases, 362 are in Toronto, 274 in Peel, and 104 in York Region. This is all based on more than 64,000 tests.
You're listening to 680 News. It's now 12:37. Some breaking news from downtown, where a second and more serious charge has now been laid against a man in connection with the discovery of some human remains in a George Street apartment building earlier this week. 59-year-old Orson York is now charged with accessory after the fact to murder. He's already charged with indignity to a body. Now, DNA testing is being carried out, and police say they are not in a position right now to confirm the identity of the person until those results come back. It is the same building where police fatally shot a man inside a third-floor apartment when they were asking about a missing woman. Now, police are describing their investigation as fast-paced and active, with homicide and divisional officers canvassing and searching a number of locations in the city. Yesterday, they were at the Commissioner Street transfer station.
A woman has been taken to hospital after a hit and run in Markham. Emergency crews were called to the Birchmount and Denison Street area north of Steeles around 7:30 this morning. York Regional Police Constable Laura Nicole tells 680 News a white van left the scene.
We have not been able to locate that vehicle as of yet. So we're looking for either the driver of that vehicle to come forward, or anyone who has any information on the vehicle, or anyone who might have witnessed the incident to come forward and speak to our investigators.
The intersection was closed for several hours, but it is now reopened.
And the Ford government today announcing some changes to after-school programs.
As it stands right now, authorized recreational programs like the Boys and Girls Club, they are restricted to 3 hours operating limits every day. The Ford government and Education Minister Lecce says they're planning to change that.
Now these authorized recreational programs will be allowed to operate well beyond the 3 hours. And I think that's an important change we're allowing today, because what that does, that regulatory change alone will enable programs in communities across Ontario to offer hours that really work for the labor market.
The minister says the government will also remove some regulatory requirements for these programs, including the current requirement that students bring their own meals from home. I'm Richard Southern.
Coming up, we'll check in on gas prices.
680 News Time, 12:39.
Hey, hon, busy day?
Yep, now it's time to just relax.
Mom, what's for dinner? Don't worry, I got the McDonald's app.
The McDonald's app?
Look, I saved all our family's favorites in the app. So when dinner time rolls around, I just hit order, then check in at the restaurant and select curbside pickup. Now the evening is all ours.
I knew there was a reason I married you. Take some time back for yourself with curbside service and the McDonald's app.
You hear that?
No.
Exactly.
Curbside service available at participating restaurants in Canada. Hours vary.
And now the 680 News gas price update. Enpro predicts the price will not change at midnight, staying at $1.24.9 a liter at most GTA stations.
680 News Time, 12:40.
Sitting at home wondering how to save money? Why not start with your windows and doors? That's smart thinking. Ecotech Windows and Doors can help. With EcoSmart technology, our latest product line is Energy Star certified, which means you will save on your energy bill. And right now, we pay the tax for you, or you don't pay till 2022. Now that's smart thinking.
You'll see the difference right away with Ecotech Windows.ca.
Quality and comfort you can trust.
Issues with the trials and the data on it. There's been some issues regarding people over 65. Just as soon as this was announced, General Rick Hillier said maybe
Hillier.
Canada should only
Fuck,
use
I
it
hate
on
how you
younger
pronounce his
people,
name. Does
but,
he say
the
my name
person
is
in
Rick
charge
Hillier?
of
Does he
approving
say
the
that?
vaccine said no,
Does he?
it's
Does
fine
he say
for
if
all
that's
ages,
what he
and
says?
it is
I
being
can't say
used
nothing
for all
again.
ages, certainly in the United Kingdom. So let's take that
Some,
break.
there's a lot of people that have like a French derived
toll
name,
free 1-866-740-4740.
they're Anglophones, and their last
We'll be
like
right
4
back.
generations spoke
Almost
English
7 out of every 10
or
book
some
buyers
other
in
language
Canada are
besides
Zoomers.
French.
Are you
People will
one?
try to
Then check
impress
out this
them by
month's News
pronouncing
from
their
Zed,
name
the Zoomer
quote
Book
unquote
Club. It's Black
correctly.
History Month, and Zed presents 3
Because
remarkable
they
new
took
books.
French
A
in high
biography
school
of
and
the mothers
college.
of Martin Luther King, James Baldwin, and Malcolm X. A novel of multi-generation poverty and...
People try to bug me about my name. It's Dutch. I don't speak Dutch. I hate to break it to you, but I can't pronounce it correctly because I wasn't raised speaking Dutch, and neither was my mother.
Life empowered. Lightning.
And that's a weird effect of people fleeing traumatizing situations. They didn't want their kids to know a lot of stuff about the old country.
Researcher who said that they're trying to silence him. They're trying to get him to be quiet. Who's trying to get him to be quiet?
Anglicize it.
We'll
I don't know how to francophonize it. I anglicize it. Because Dutch people pronounce ours
we're back to being
differently
trouble-free.
than
Now, we did
francophones.
have a little bit of maintenance. 401 westbound collections of Victoria Park, and that's cleared away. Still have some maintenance on the go on the West 401, and the collectors just past Leslie. The right lane is closed. The
You were
north bus
talking
around to the
about a
westbound 401 closed as well.
important
Now, problems on the
mainstream
400
issue
northbound
for
and
like
Aurora
10
Road. Good news,
seconds
that
there,
crash
and
is
I
gone, and the
sat
traffic
my
is
ass
slowly
down.
dissipating. Westbound on the Queenie, off-ramp to Mississauga Road, stalled
Now, if I
vehicle
lived
in
in
the
a
right
shipping
lane.
container
City streets, we've got a crash getting cleaned up east
or a
from Rutherford,
bus of
just east
some
of the
type,
400, and eastbound Ellesmere is
that would
closed
be
at Markham
about a
Road.
foot
That's for crash
closer to me
cleanup.
right now.
Is buying a home
No
in Toronto
matter
still
what.
possible? A CIBC mortgage advisor will show you how to make
That's
your
all I
ambition real. Plus, get up to $3,000 cash
People
back.
think of things the
Conditions
wrong way.
apply. I'm Lori Turkov with Global News Radio 640 Toronto. Chopper traffic.
Get $3,000 in cash incentives on all remaining 2020 Honda Civic sedan models. On now at the Honda Dream Garage event. Shop online at HondaOntario.com.
Warm up your week with Pizza Bill's 2 pizza special. Get 2 medium pizzas, 6 toppings combined for only $22.49. Make them large for $6 more. Order online.
Aucun caron affiche la même heure. Aucun amant ne livre la même heure. À nous de lui, à nous de lui. Jesus. Aucun amant n'affiche la même heure. Aucun caron ne livre la même heure. I do New York, I do New York. Jesus. Demain Paris. Aucun canon n'affiche la même heure. Aucun amant ne livre la même heure. À l'intérieur.
I don't know.
Coup de la garde.
So it says they produce fruit August, September, October, something like that. I don't remember. Once the days start getting shorter.
À New Paris, à New Delhi.
Yeah, Zeus.
Old precious metals. Contact Guildhall Wealth Management. Call 1-877-8-SILVER.
I don't know how you did that. How did you do that?
Show on Global News Radio 640 Toronto.
Bastards.
Canada has approved the shot developed at Oxford University for national use. And as we heard from the Prime Minister, 500,000 doses will be here in the coming days. York Region isn't waiting for the province to get its online vaccination portal up and running. In fact, they are planning to get the jump on it themselves starting this Monday. This as Ontario reports 1,258 new COVID-19 cases today. The provincial positivity rate, 2.3%. Time now for 680 Sports. From Sportsnet 590, The Fan, we say good afternoon, Andrew Nye.
The Leafs, Oilers, and Jets have started to create a little separation atop the NHL's North Division, and because of it, the Leafs might be willing to take their time with Freddie Anderson and Jack Campbell. Elliot Friedman on leadoff.
I wouldn't be surprised if that's what they're doing. They're saying, you know, we're in a good spot.
Mais c'est aussi très dangereux pour ces familles-là, puisqu'elles sont à risque d'être touchées par une explosion ou par une mine antipersonnelle, puisqu'elles sont très proches des combats.
Diplomatiquement, est-ce qu'il y a des efforts possibles pour tenter de mettre fin au conflit? Est-ce qu'il y a des efforts qui semblent porter fruit actuellement?
Alors, les Nations Unies sont engagées dans des médiations pour la paix, mais c'est très compliqué parce qu'il y a beaucoup d'acteurs sur le terrain, des acteurs avec des intérêts très divergents et que les combats sont encore le quotidien des Yéménites. Donc, on n'est pas dans une situation...
Lundi, toute la communauté internationale va se réunir pour parler aide humanitaire. Est-ce que vous croyez que des pays, par exemple comme le Canada, qui sont loin de ce conflit-là, pourraient être impliqués à au moins donner un peu plus d'aide humanitaire?
Alors nous demandons au Canada et à d'autres pays, effectivement, de redoubler leurs efforts pour cette aide humanitaire, pour le Yémen, à un moment où si on laisse tomber le Yémen, on aura vraiment une situation désespérée ou une situation que l'on ne pourra pas rectifier dans le futur prochain. C'est maintenant qu'il faut agir.
Jean-Nicolas Beuze, représentant du Haut-Commissariat des Nations Unies pour les réfugiés, qui nous parlait depuis le Yémen. Merci beaucoup d'avoir été avec nous.
Merci bien.
A study for IG Wealth Management shows 1/3 of Canadians already have or will be contributing to their registered retirement savings plan before the March 1st deadline.
But they won't be paying off their
finance
debt.
educator Kelly Keane says the tax shelter isn't right for everyone, especially if you have to cash it in later.
Any money you take out of your
Are you not expecting at some point to cash it out
if you
later?
take $1,000 out, you're not getting $1,000 in your hand. Number two, you could be selling at a loss.
Well, you are.
Number three, you lose that RSP contribution forever. And next year, number four, you have to include it as income.
And even with the ongoing
Well, you
pandemic,
max
only
out your
9% of
tax-free
respondents
savings,
say they're
all other
contributing
things
less
equal.
this
You
year.
max out the
At the
tax-free
Business
savings
Center,
account
I'm
first.
Chris McCusker. Coming up,
And then you make
traffic and your
contributions to
weekend
the
weather
RRSP.
details.
680 News Time, 1250.
How do you know when someone's having spice
And then you
face
write off every
McDonald's?
capital loss that
Look for
occurs
those sweet
outside of
tears of
that.
joy that can only come
Take
from
dividends
spicy
over
Szechuan
interest.
chicken.
All that shit.
That's right. Szechuan. Both an extra kick, sweet yet spicy, smooth yet tangy.
If China goes to war, if China decides to declare war on us, I'm blaming McDonald's.
Back for a limited time. Get your hands
That's like the last button to push.
gives you Spice Face at participating McDonald's.
Mixed Szechuan. There's 150-year-old men going, mixed Szechuan. McDonald's.
These kids bring to us so much hope.
This is the first time that just someone singing made me cry.
And glory.
Sometimes all people need is that one person that tells them that they can, and then boom.
I'm gonna try this once more. Once I'm breaking open, the seeds don't look like they're any good. But there's no real way to know for sure. They look mushy. So I'm
680 News Time, 12:51.
That is time for 680 News, traffic and weather together on the ones. Here's Carrie Pritzkus. This report is brought to you by OntarioTravelClinics.com. Eastbound on the 401, approaching the 407, the right shoulder is blocked because of a stalled transport truck. It's heavy on the eastbound 401 as you approach Jamestown Parkway to the 407, and then a slow go from the 427 to the 400 express and collectors. And towards the end of that backup, MTO's reporting a new problem now on the eastbound 401. On the express ramp to the northbound 400, the right lane now blocked because of a collision. So that's going to add to those delays from the 427. Westbound on the 401, keep in mind the northbound Leslie ramp to the westbound 407, that's closed for construction. And then westbound 401 is busy heading into Mississauga from Mavis and the express to approaching Mississauga Road. Northbound on the 400 at Aurora Road, the left lane is closed for scheduled construction. A slow drive as you approach Aurora Road. And northbound on the Don Valley Parkway, that's busy with volume from Don Mills to north of Lawrence. Westbound on the QEW, west of 3rd Line, the ramp lane is closed for construction. A slow go on the westbound QEW from 4 Drive to west of 3rd Line. And also you can't get onto the westbound QEW from southbound 3rd Line. That ramp is closed. We have a crash on the Toronto-bound QEW. It's at the top of the Burlington Skyway. The left lane closed there, so it's jammed up as you approach the Burlington Skyway. And then a bit busy in Oakville on the eastbound QEW from Royal Windsor to 4 Drive. Looks good on the eastbound Gardner heading into downtown. If you're getting around on city streets, we have a crash at Steeles and Victoria Park, so heavy delays for westbound and northbound traffic. For quick private PCR COVID-19 testing in the GTA, call the Ontario Travel and Immunization Clinics at 905-828-6000. That's 905-828-6000. And now with the extended forecast, here's Jill Taylor. Plenty of sunshine, just a gorgeous day for us. A guaranteed high 4 degrees, 0 for the low. Will be clear through the evening, but heads up for rain and snow overnight, especially if you have to head out early tomorrow morning. The rain for Toronto, mainly snow, though, to the north, and there could be some mixing with some freezing rain, so heads up for that. Should all end around 9 o'clock tomorrow morning, then sun and cloud, a gusty wind, high near 7 degrees. 7 for Sunday as well, some showers, strong wind, and a very strong wind for Monday as we welcome March with falling temperatures. For today, the guaranteed high 4.
Sunny and 2 downtown. We got those exact same conditions right now at Pearson. 680 News Time, 12:53.
It's hard to get things done when your living room is a classroom, home office, and canine concert hall. Guys, I'm working. Rehearsal later. I'll bring treats. A little peace and quiet can be found if you make room for it. You need affordable, flexible storage solutions. Head to Access Storage and find space in your place while you need it. Shell Canadian, Store Canadian. Try 4 weeks free at over 100 locations in Ontario. Visit accessstorage.ca.
The big story. I'm your host, Jordan Heath Rawlings, and we finally have some optimism about the climate fight. Listen at thebigstorypodcast.ca or wherever you get your podcasts.
It'll be a different Golden Globe ceremony this weekend. ABC's Jason Nathanson has more.
Relation between the palmitic acid in the supplements and the trans fats in the milk. But they ask that farmers look for alternatives, look for fat supplement alternatives. The nutritionist, the dairy nutritionist that I have spoken to, said that they don't know of any alternatives, that there isn't anything that works the same way. A lot of people are saying,
that's a neat trick. I don't want the butter to melt.
Canola or
what if I want to ship butter to desert countries?
The problem is,
maybe they don't want to try it, or they don't want to drink milk. So maybe
have the opposite effect.
ship melts at 100
the butter fat production in the milk. So it's not something that can be used in the same way that the palm fat-based supplements are being used.
I think for a lot of our audience right now who are trying to grapple with all of this, let's bring it back to the table.
24 hours.
And one of your specialties, obviously, is cooking.
Is there any real impact at all, other than it takes longer to soften? Does it really have any impact on your cooking?
Or I thought it wasn't softened.
Well, it has a lot of impact on the bread that I'm trying to butter.
You do not leave your butter out 24/7. You put it in the fridge and save some for later. You know how much electricity you're wasting?
I'm always popping it in the microwave, and then I get that hole on the side of my butter, and it's melting, you know. It's like always, right? But as a recipe writer, and this is when I first noticed it just personally, and I didn't even realize it was a thing until other people started asking me about it. But I was, you know, rethinking how I write recipes, and usually I say butter at room temperature when you have to beat it for cookie dough or frosting or whatever. And so I was thinking maybe I should say, you know, butter softened instead of butter at room temperature, because room temperature.
Unfortunately, we just lost Julie, but we're just summing up there. So maybe it's warmed butter, but softened butter instead of butter at room temperature. That was Julie Van Rosendahl, who is a cookbook author and the food editor for the Globe and Mail. And again, you can read her story in the Globe and Mail about Buttergate, as we continue to dig into what is the truth.
Only Dutch people are that analytical.
With our dairy in this province and in this country. Our dairy farmers actually adding something that maybe is not that not good for us. There are some questions about that. There's no evidence. I want to be clear that there's no health. There's nothing on the health side that says absolutely that this is bad for you. There are some that say, well, you want to try and cut that out for various different reasons, but that's an opinion. That's not Health Canada saying one way or another. Wow, my goodness, that was creamy, wasn't it? I don't know about you, but I'm ready to just crack open a lobster claw and just start dunking. Huh? Am I right or am I right? It's Friday. We got new vaccines coming. Can't get me down. You can't. Listen. You got a couple of days.
That drop. Like, this is turning into a bit of a joke, and there were also a couple of instances of women saying that they were sexually assaulted in those quarantine hotels. So it's not working out so well. There were people who had to be on the phone. You have to book that by the phone. They couldn't get through. So I think some people, when they explained to the officers that they couldn't get through, they were like, go home. We don't know.
Talking about a drop of northern. That is not good for Bay Street.
They said they weren't arrested.
Well, thank you, Steve, for that perspective. And I mean, like, Steve isn't it?
Man, I live in Toronto. Chill. I'm gonna lean into it, baby.
Needs areas as opposed to by age, and I think we're going to have an increasing debate about that.
On était dans les francophonies canadiennes au cours des dernières minutes avec à l'instant la musique de Double Header. Et donc dans la baie Sainte-Marie, Nouvelle-Écosse, dans la vallée outaouaise avec DJ 1 Pierre tout juste avant. À 13h va sonner dans une minute exactement. On est un petit peu en avance. Je suis en conversation avec Myriam Prévu un instant. Bonjour Myriam.
Bonjour Philippe, bon vendredi.
Bon vendredi à toi aussi. D'habitude, c'est à 13h pile qu'on se parle. Juste prendre les...
Et surprenante. L'heure de pointe est à l'image de 15h avec Alison Vitrobec.
Hebdomadaire. D'abord, je te souhaite de passer une belle fin de semaine, belle dernière fin de semaine du mois de l'histoire des Noirs.
Oui, on aura l'occasion de se reparler et demain et dimanche à deux occasions sur la première chaîne et sur Ici Musique de 14h à 16h.
À la semaine, relax.
J'entendais un nom.
860 AM à Toronto. Du cœur aux idées.
Le sensible chemin des Algarades, quand même, hein?
Non, on est très bon.
Qui fait faire le tour de la...
Good afternoon, 1 o'clock. Bob Constant with news on Zoomer Radio. Sunny with a high of... AstraZeneca approved a third COVID vaccine deployments in Canada, and it's much easier to store and deliver.
If you live in your region and are over 80 years old, you can register for the COVID-19 vaccine as of Monday and possibly get the shot within a matter of days.
1,258 new cases of COVID-19 in Ontario with 28 additional deaths. We'll have more of a breakdown just ahead.
Pressure is on Nick Jonas to keep a new Saturday Night Live tradition going, started by Dan Levy.
Leafs practice underway at Ford Performance Center. It's a Raptors game day. They host the Rockets. Sports at 15.
We've got a mixed picture on Bay and Wall Street right now. It's likely been a losing week for markets and a big drop in Galactic. Business at 26. 680 News Time 101.
All right, got time for traffic and weather together on the ones. How are things looking out there, Carrie Prunskis?
Well, we have a number of delays on the major routes. This report is brought to you by Thornhill Toyota. Eastbound on the 401, approaching the 407 on the shoulder, there's a stalled transport truck. That's why it's heavy from approaching James Snow Parkway. And the eastbound 401 express ramp to the northbound 400, that's partially blocked with collision. Slow go eastbound 401 from the 427 to the 400 express hand collectors. Westbound on the 401, the northbound Leslie ramp to the westbound 401, that remains closed for scheduled construction. It's not too bad, though, in terms of delays across the city on the westbound 401, but it is heavy into Mississauga from here, Ontario, and the express to approaching Mississauga Road. Northbound on the 400, that's a bit busy approaching Aurora Road because of construction in the left lane. And volume delays on the northbound DVP from Don Mills to north of Lawrence. Westbound on the QEW, west of 3rd Line, the ramp lane is closed for construction. Traffic is backed up from Ford Drive. And also the southbound 3rd Line ramp to the westbound QEW, that's shut down because of that road work that's going on. Toronto bound on the QEW, problems at the top of the Burlington Skyway. They've cleared away, so delays there are improving. Thornhill Toyota has a rich history. You can be a part of it with lease or finance rates now as low as 0% on select models. It's time to Toyota at Thornhill Toyota, Dufferin north of Steeles. And now with the forecast, here's Jill Taylor.
Just a beautiful day for us today. Hopefully you can get outside and enjoy the sunshine. Guaranteed high today, 4 degrees, 0 for the low. Heads up for rain and snow overnight. For today, the guaranteed high, 4.
Right now, downtown and at Pearson, sunny skies and 2 degrees. 680 News Time 103.
Well, Health Canada now adding to its arsenal of vaccines with another major approval as we get some details from federal health officials today.
680's Alex Bloomfield joins us live with some of those details. Alex.
Well, Irene, this is a big one. The Oxford AstraZeneca vaccine given the green light by Health Canada for emergency use against COVID-19, a decision that could potentially accelerate vaccination timelines by several weeks, and it's much easier to store than Pfizer and Moderna. You only need a common fridge for it. Prime Minister Trudeau saying 2 million doses are expected through an Indian manufacturer before the end of March, including 500,000 in the coming days.
These 2 million doses are in addition to the 20 million doses we've already secured with AstraZeneca that will start arriving in the spring.
Some concerns have been raised by European regulators about this vaccine due to limited trial data in seniors and low efficacy rates against some variants. But Health Canada's senior medical advisor, Dr. Supriya Sharma, says the positives far outweigh the negatives.
There's emerging promising evidence that is beginning to be reported from real-world use of the vaccine.
She adds the vaccine has done well at preventing severe illness in all ages of people. 2 doses are required 4 to 12 weeks apart, and 2 more vaccines still in the pipeline, Johnson & Johnson and Novavax. Reporting live, I'm Alex Bloomfield.
Well, as for some reaction now, Premier Doug Ford says the approval of the vaccine from AstraZeneca, the best news he's heard in a long time. He says the only question he has now is how many doses is Ontario going to get and when?
We're geared up, we're ready to go, and just can't wait to get the 3rd vaccine, and looking forward to possibly a 4th or 5th vaccine as well.
Now, the province says 21,800 doses of the COVID vaccine were given since yesterday's report.
Well, York Region is becoming the latest area to push ahead with its own plan to vaccinate seniors 80 and older ahead of the provincial portal rollout. 680's Moment Qureshi joins us live with those details. Moment.
Yeah, some important details here, Irene. The province is launching its online portal as of March 15th for people 80 and older to register for the COVID-19 vaccine. But York Region is jumping ahead and doing it themselves a little earlier. As of Monday, York Region says you can go on their site, yorkregion.ca/COVID-19 vaccine. And if you're over 80 or you have a parent or somebody in your family who's over 80, you can get them registered to get the COVID-19 vaccine. It's by appointment only, so you have to go on, you have your OHIP card, you put down your details, and you'll get a spot at one of the 3 locations. There's one out in Vaughan, one in Newmarket, and one in Markham. I spoke to Dr. Kareem Kurji, who is the medical officer of health for York Region, and asked him, once you get your name on the list, how long will it be before you get the shot?
The idea would be that you should be able to get it the same day, hopefully, but we do expect that there will be quite a demand, particularly so we hope that you won't set the remote in a few days in time.
But even with that optimism, Kurji was quick to say that people need to be calm, they need to be patient, and that while, yes, ideally you would only wait a few days, there may be bumps in the road that would cause more delay. He says right now there are about 20,000 vaccines available in York Region. They have about 45,000 people who are over the age of 80 who need that shot. He said all of the vaccines are coming in a little bit more quickly now. There's more supply. So hopefully, he says they can get that entire group of people who are 80 plus vaccinated within less than 6 weeks. Reporting live, I'm Owen Qureshi.
Meantime, the province is reporting 1,258 new cases of COVID-19 today, along with 28 more deaths are linked to the virus. As the way breaks down per cases, though, 362 in Toronto, 274 in Peel Region, and 104 in York Region. It's based now on more than 64,000 tests completed.
680 News Time 107.
Breaking news from downtown Toronto, where the Toronto Police investigation into human remains found in a downtown apartment building this week has led to a second charge against a man. 59-year-old Orson York is accused of being an accessory after the fact to murder. That's in addition to 1 count of indignity to a human body. Police are waiting for DNA results before they can confirm the identity of the remains. 291 George Street near Dundas and Jarvis is the same building where police shot and killed a man in a 3rd-floor apartment on Tuesday. Officers went to the building to talk to that man about a missing woman.
A 58-year-old woman is in hospital after being struck by a vehicle in a hit-and-run in Markham this morning. York Regional Police Constable Laura Nicole telling 680 News the victim suffered life-threatening injuries.
Sadly, it looks like they were life-threatening injuries, and the victim was taken to hospital and remains in hospital at this point in critical condition.
That happened around 7:30 this morning at the intersection of Denison and Birchmount. Police say they are looking for a white panel van that could possibly have some damage.
The city of Toronto is hiring. Mayor John Tory is encouraging people to apply now for hundreds of available parks and rec jobs.
From lifeguards, the fuck I was about to do.
It's a wide range of jobs that we're seeking to fill, and we are
now body more than you hear
for summer camps, aquatic and lifeguarding programs at the outdoor pools and beaches and other such recreational positions.
Each year, the Parks, Forestry, and Rec Department employs about 9,000 people. Applications for gardeners and parks handy workers will be accepted until March 27th.
And on the way in just 30 seconds, we'll have a check on the price of gas.
680 News Time 109.
Listen 3, 4, 5 times a day.
This is 680 News.
Wharf armed with, launch torpedoes at that other building.
Challenges and opportunities you face, you always find a way to keep moving forward. The BDC understands your reality. As the bank for Canadian entrepreneurs, we provide the financing and advisory services you need to plan your path to the future. We're here for what's ahead, so you never have to look back. BDC, financing, advising, smart.
All right, taking a look now at the 680 News gas price update. Enpro says the price of gas is not expected to change at midnight tonight. It means it should hold at $1.249 a liter.
680 News Time 110. Put us on and find out what to wear. The best weather report in the city every 10 minutes.
The survey say close.
Protect yourself, protect your family, and protect the ones around you. SafetyMasks.ca is your one source for personal protective equipment. Now available, a 50-pack of daily protective masks for only $9.95 plus tax. SafetyMasks.ca has everything you need in stock with free next day shipping. With quick, easy, and convenient PPE solutions since straight to your door. From safety masks to gloves, hand sanitizer, disinfectant wipes, and gowns. Order online at safetymasks.ca. That's safetymasks.ca.
And we're here today with a Voila customer.
Hello.
Who just got groceries delivered from Voila by Sobeys.
That's right.
On time with everything you actually ordered?
Always.
Guaranteed fresh produce.
Obviously.
You order with Voila every Sunday, all while wearing pajama pants, bunny slippers, and holding a mug that says, I'm not a regular mom, I'm a cool mom.
I thought we weren't going to talk about that. It's fresh, it's reliable. It's Voila by Sobeys. Your groceries delivered just like that. Try it online at voila.ca. See website for details. 680 News Time, 111.
All right, it's time for traffic and weather together on the ones. Here's Carrie Prunskis.
This report is brought to you by Eco Choice Windows and Doors. Westbound on the QEW, MTO is reporting a new problem on the ramp to 3rd line. The right lane is blocked because of a stalled vehicle. Now, we still have the southbound 3rd line ramp to the westbound QEW closed. That is for construction, and it looks like they still have this lane blocked on the westbound QEW west of 3rd line. The ramp's being closed because of that construction. But delays have improved somewhat in the last little bit. It's only busy now on the westbound QEW from 4 Drive to Trafalgar, and then just a minor delay as you head past 3rd line. Toronto bound on the QEW looks much better over the Burlington Skyway now, but we do see those delays building on the eastbound QEW through Oakville, now jammed up from Trafalgar to 4 Drive. Northbound on the Don Valley Parkway, that's still going with volume from Don Mills to north of Lawrence. And we have a ramp closure for the westbound 401, the northbound Leslie ramp to the westbound 401. That's shut down for construction. Busy on the westbound 401 from here, Ontario and the Express to approaching Mississauga Road, so it's not too bad across the city. Eastbound on the 401, approaching the 407, there's a stalled transport truck on the shoulder. That's why it's jammed from approaching Jamestown Parkway. And then busy eastbound 401 from the 427 to the 400 Express Head Collectors. Be careful if you're taking the eastbound 401 Express ramp to the northbound 400.
Help you get out of the
partially blocked because of a collision, according to the MTO. On city streets, I was noticing a huge backup northbound on Blackleaf. Check the cameras at Lawrence. Looks like that right lane is closed for some maintenance work. So northbound Blackleaf, traffic is barely moving from Trethewey up to Lawrence. Save 35% off windows and doors, plus don't pay for 90 days with Eco Choice Windows and Doors. There's only one choice. Visit ecocchoicewindows.ca. And now with the forecast, here's Jill Taylor.
Hopefully you can enjoy some outdoor time
How
today.
come crop
Lots
sharing
of
is always
sunshine,
shown as
just
a
a gorgeous
circle
day overall.
in
The
the high school,
guaranteed high
even high
4
school,
degrees
school.
tonight. It's clear
Yeah,
through
wait
the
till high
evening,
school
but then
keeps
rain and
traveling,
snow overnight. Heads up for that, especially for early tomorrow morning. 0 for the low, and then up to 7 tomorrow. Have that rain, mainly rain for Toronto, but snow to the north, ending around 9 o'clock in the morning, then sun and cloud. More showers for Sunday, strong wind, and high near 7. For today, the guaranteed high 4.
We've got lots of beautiful sunshine right across the GTA. At Pearson, +3. Downtown, the temperature is sitting at +2. 680 News Time, 113.
Now time for the Dynamic Funds Market Minute. Let's go to the Business Center now and check in with Chris McCusker. Chris.
Well, Steve, I'm just going to sort of offer some context first. So the NASDAQ was down almost 500 points yesterday. Right now it's higher by 173. So that's off the low for the day.
Were you short selling and you fucked it up?
The S&P has been
You
all
end
over
up
the place right now.
$740,000 in debt.
And the Dow is down by 233. While the TSX is off its low for the day. It's down 58 points, 18,165. Gold is lower by $50, $17.25. Oil down $1.50, 62.03. And the Canadian dollar down by 0.6 of a cent, 78.68 cents US. We are seeing strength in the US dollar today. At the Business Center, I'm Chris McCusker.
When it comes to investing, it's time to consider the alternatives. Dynamic Funds sees diversification differently. Ask a financial advisor how and learn more at dynamic.ca/advice. Between shoveling driveways, carrying giant bags of salt, and pulling toboggans up the hill all day, winter can be hard on your back. It's a good thing the 2020 Toyota RAV4 LE all-wheel drive with standard heated front seats has got your back. Lease one from $89 weekly at 3.99% APR for 48 months with $2,500 down. 197 in stock is at February 3rd, 2021, while supplies last. Visit shoptoyota.ca or shop safely at your local Ontario Toyota dealer.
The world needs more friends, now more than ever. With TELUS, friendly means becoming part of something bigger.
Using technology for good will help make our world a better place by making healthcare more accessible, creating a safer food supply, and connecting Canadians in need to what matters most. So let's make the future friendly together. Join us at TELUS.com/social impact.
Number 1 for breaking news, traffic, and weather. This is 680 News.
All right, we are loving the sunshine right now in downtown Toronto on this Friday afternoon. It's 2 degrees in the core. And good afternoon. I'm Steve Roberts.
And I'm Irene.
Core
But here's the
temperature
top
is 2
stories
degrees.
this hour.
The AstraZeneca COVID-19 vaccine has now become the third to be given the green light in this country. Health Canada approving the shot for emergency use this morning. We're getting full details from our federal officials, and our Alex Bloomfield will have a rundown coming up at 1:30. 1,258 new COVID cases in this province today. 28 additional deaths. It
There's
comes
no
with more than
premiere at
64,000 tests completed. And York Region simply not waiting for the province to get on its online vaccination portal up and running. In fact, that region now planning to get the jump, launching their own website on Monday. Now time for 680 Sports. Sam from Sportsnet 590.
No, else like sports, the Premier. Can you get him on the fucking radio?
Freddie Anderson, who skated prior, did not stick around, while Jack Campbell is working
I
one
don't know
with
who's
Michael
in charge.
Hutchinson in the other net.
Everybody else is under investigation except the Premier. Everybody but the Premier is under investigation.
Well, no one is suggesting the Raptors are a better team without Kyle Lowry, but it's odd that they've had success when he doesn't play. And Michael Green.
It's odd that they've had success when he doesn't play. Okay, I don't know how to interpret that.
Yeah, I think small business has been, they've been really hard hit by this, obviously. And while many of the government programs have been helpful, I think there's more that needs to be done in 2 ways. One, doing everything we can to get businesses safely back to sales. That's critical, and that's the lifeblood of a small business. And they can't exist off subsidies
the Canadian emergency
forever. That's obviously not
available to help you in your small business.
We need to do that quickly. And then the second thing is making sure the supports are in place and are adequate to see them through to when they can get back to sales. So more forgivable loans is something that we're asking for, more debt forgiveness for business. That's been popular in the, certainly in the SEPA program, and there's a new program for loans for highly affected sectors, but just more loans isn't helpful. That just kicks the debt problem down the road. What businesses need is forgiveness of some of those loans.
And back to your first point, just quickly here, all of this to say, and we played Brampton Mayor Patrick Brown his comments off the top that he really wants to see Brampton and Peel region in the red zone here in Ontario, which would allow some businesses at least to reopen. All of this to underscore that it's just critical that government finds a way for small business to safely get their doors back open.
Absolutely. We're a year into this, just about a year into this, and we really do need to do that. I got to tell you, there are a lot of people on the West Coast here in Vancouver shaking their heads and thanking their lucky stars that they're not in Toronto or Peel right now, and shaking their heads at the approach that's being taken there to small business, when here things have been, again, very carefully and with a lot of safety protocols in place. But you could go to your local bookstore, your toy store, Christmas Eve in Vancouver, something you couldn't do in Toronto. And that's been very hard on small business, very hard on them.
All right, Laura Jones, VP at the Canadian Federation of Small Business. Laura, thanks so much for the time with us.
What about the opioid overdose crisis?
Thank you.
Particularly
among non-drug users.
Here on Global News Radio 640 Toronto, and a check of the Friday Drive.
And we've got a couple of problems now. 401 eastbound approaching the 407 is a stall vehicle reported taking up a lane, a really heavy delay from James Snow Parkway.
Quick. And I've had lots of letters from people who've been very surprised by how easy it was to get the vaccine. And the jab didn't hurt at all.
Over 18 million have now received at least their first jab in the UK. I'm Tom Rivers at the ABC News Foreign Desk.
in
This one doesn't have the
full warning from the Ontario Ministry of Health about counterfeit PPE. The ministry now telling hospitals, nursing homes, and other healthcare facilities to check their 3M manufactured N95 masks, citing specific model numbers as potentially being counterfeit. Those model numbers 8210, 1860, 1860S, and 1870 plus.
Every little bit
is also checking its own inventory to make sure everything is legit. 3M telling anyone buying N95 masks to buy only from authorized distributors. Well, coming up in just 60 seconds, a look at the roads, and we'll check your extended forecast. 680 News Time, 1:20.
People always ask me, how do you get those dishes so clean? Our dishwasher just doesn't seem to be doing the trick anymore. I say,
what are you talking about?
We're Cable Monkey.
Wow, so we're not going to hear from the Premier at least for another hour and a half. They said the Education Minister, they're going to drop it on us, watch. They said they were going to give us the latest interpretation of what the Prime Minister said earlier today about the vaccine at 1:30. So that tells me that nothing's going. That would infer that they're not planning on going live to the Premier at 1 o'clock. But these motherfuckers said they had an important announcement today. Hey, get out from under that heater. Because I said so. Those are my pet mice. I have birds that I keep on every street corner. I have rocks that I keep on every beach. And I have mice that I keep at everybody else's house. Yeah, I don't need these notifications. This is not working. Click, go away. Go away. Oh dear, please keep freezing up. You've been watching for 2 fucking hours to wait to do that this fucking moment. You are a fucking waste, man. The point is the notification is gone. I don't care what made it happen. Thank you. Up and down the slow-mo chomo. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So since, damn it, because I'm still 8 years old when I get dressed. This is my treehouse. Girls only allowed. Well, and this is why I like count to like 30 before I do anything, because it just moves and moves every time. Yeah, really impressive.
Of mind knowing that you did get that top dollar. Frank Leo and Associates at 416-466.
Which sport you're gonna dump on, you fucking moron?
Or go online to getleo.com. That's getleo.com.